Hello and good evening, everyone. So before I start on the topic for the session, I would like to thank the team of the talk for inviting me today this evening, and more importantly, for coming up with this topic. I say that because it is extremely relevant to me personally, not only because I'm a woman entrepreneur, but because, as I tell a lot of people, I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I didn't set out to, get into entrepreneurship. It was just by chance that I came here, thanks to my husband, who wanted to start the company. And initially, the plan was I just help him set it up, and then, just move on. But then, I'm still here. So just to give you a very, very short brief about myself, why I say I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I started off my career in banking. I've been a banker for about 8-9 years. Early in my career, I joined Bank of America. Then later, the bank was bought over by ABN AMRO Bank. So I moved there. And I was having a very successful banking career. But of course, it was very, very hectic. So after my second son, I decided to take a break. Actually, I decided to stop working. So I was on a happy break, enjoying my family time and taking care of my children, and that's how my life was going. That's when my husband wanted to start a media company. So he said, okay, come, let's just, and we had a few ideas that we wanted to get started with. So that's how we set up Options Media Group. So it was initially a lot of marketing activities, and we were into events, television marketing, so that's how it started. And before we knew it, we were ready to launch our first magazine, which is Club Class. So then, of course, there was no looking back for me because my core strength is written communication. So it was a natural decision that I take care of the publication division. And then Club Class was launched in 2006. Later in 2007, we launched JFW, that's Just for Women. It's a women's lifestyle magazine. Club Class is a luxury lifestyle magazine that reaches the members of various clubs in Chennai. So that's how my tryst with, so it was our own company, obviously. So, I got into it, learned everything on the job. I had no exposure to journalism or to the print industry before that. But right from understanding the paper requirements to the various, how you need to order stuff, all about the reams, and then planning the look and feel too. So it's been a very nice journey. And I didn't really have to struggle, thankfully. Everything fell in place, and I was able to learn very well on the job. So when people ask me about my background, and when I tell them I'm actually a banker, I've been a banker, and I don't have a journalism background, they're surprised that I've been running the magazines for so long. But I tell them, I just think from the perspective of the end users, so in our case, the readers. So as a reader, what do I want? That's how I think, and so that's how I put the whole thing together. So it's been like 10 years now, and though I got into it just by chance, I think it's that innate quality which comes naturally to women. We do possess a lot of qualities, which I'm going to go into in detail one by one. But I suppose those kind of, I realized it only now. I really didn't know what was the actual reason for my success, but I suppose you just have to use the various qualities that women possess and that to your advantage, and then it works. So that was a little bit about myself before I get started. And also before I move into the various points that I have put together, I want to give a disclaimer. So though I'm editor of a women's magazine, today's intention is not to say, to compare. Of course, some comparisons will be inevitable during the course of the conversation, but the intention is not to only compare or establish that women are better than men. No, that's not what we believe, because even at JFW, or whether it's Options Media, we believe in coexistence and playing to each other's strengths. So you have to know and lead with the strengths you have in business, and that's another thing that women always believe in. At Options, again, it's not just women, I suppose. Both of us, my husband and I, since we run the company together, we very clearly know what each of our strengths are, and then that's what has led to the success of our company. So the intention is not to say who's better, But then why do we keep saying that women are natural entrepreneurs? Men and women are made differently. I mean, biologically, emotionally, mentally. And women do possess certain innate qualities which kind of defines how they think and how they behave. I mean, there are so many things that come naturally to women. Like, for example, women are natural caregivers. Nobody teaches a woman how to take care of her family, how to bind them together. So these are the qualities that comes to her naturally, which when employed in a business, it helps to put the business together and help put it on the right growth path. So before I get into the qualities, there are, women do possess a lot of qualities which also gives a good material for a lot of stand-up comedy. So I just want to play a small video before I just move on.
We're going to start discussing men's brains, women's brains, and how they're very different from each other. Now, I want to start with men's brains. All right? Now, men's brains are very unique. Men's brains are made up of little boxes. And we have a box for everything. We've got a box for the car. We got a box for the money. We got a box for the job. We got a box for you. We got a box for the kids. We got a box for your mother somewhere in the basement. We got boxes everywhere. And the rule is the boxes don't touch. When a man discusses a particular subject, we go to that particular box. We pull that box out, we open the box, we discuss only what is in that box, all right? And then we close the box and put it away, being very, very careful not to touch any other boxes. Now, women's brains are very, very different from men's brains. Women's brains are made up of a big ball of wire. And everything is connected to everything. The money's connected to the car's connected to your job, and your kids are connected to your mother, and everything's connected to everything. It's like... It's like the internet superhighway. Okay? And it's all driven by energy that we call emotion. It's one of the reasons why women tend to remember everything.